And this is what I mean when I say I have a big bag of edgings. So I went round all the sides of the plot on plot 1 and did all the edges. So I want to get all this kind of, the green bits all kind of shaken out. The grass and the weeds can go in the compost, and then I want the actual soil over on plot 2. So that's something that I'm going to do today. I also have I have my bare root cherry tree that I accidentally bought in the water back because he needed a soak and I forgot, and he's still in there. I'm going to plant him today. So yeah, I'm going to make a start on getting on with that. So this first, because I want this moved. I'm going to put the pallet collars back over on plot number 2, which is not the one next door, the one beyond it. And I think I'm just going to cut in all that plastic a bit better just to make it look a bit tidier over there. At least that's my plan. So yeah, I'm going to make a start on this. I don't even know what that is. The shed also looks like a bomb has hit it. So that's probably going to be on today's list of things to do. So I just want to knock off as much of the mud as I can. And then throw the kind of weedy bits. I probably should have just done this at the time in bits rather than leaving it all. I want to kind of get off as much of the like much of the mud as possible, and then I can put that then in the little pallet planters over the other side. Oh my god, this is going to take me 100 years, if not more. Because if I throw that in the compost bin, it's not going to compost. Maybe I just pull off the worst of it. I think I'm up here on my own so far. I unlocked the gate when I came in, so I'm guessing that no one else is this keen at 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. But the next couple of days are pretty cold, so I'm not very good with cold. So I thought I'd come up, get this done. And then I just want to, cut in the beds, the plastic properly to the new kind of bed shapes that we've got. So that it looks a bit tidier up there and less like chaos on the other plot. Oh, it's a caterpillar. I don't really want caterpillars. I'll throw him by the shed. He'd be all right. Okay, so I've done about 3 pieces and I've got about 8 trillion to go. Oh my lord. Yeah, but you get the gist. So I'm going to try and get as much mud, actual soil, off as I can. Pop the rest in the compost. And then as I do that, I'll take you over the other side and we'll start filling up the little pallet beds that I want to put up for carrots and parsnips, because I don't think they do very well in compost. I did get some carrots there yesterday, so only tiny ones, like dinky ones. I did take a picture of them and of my dinner that we made with them. Let's see how quickly I can get through this. I'm not imagining it's going to be quick, but I'll get a barrow fill and then we'll head over to the other side. Plot 2. I've emptied this now enough that I can drag this just about. So I'm going to drag that over, put that in the beds, and then I'm going to cover them over with some cardboard. I'll drag it over and then I'll take you over that direction to have a little look. I'm still on my own up here, which is nice because then I don't feel like such a fool talking to myself. But I do feel like it might rain. It's very damp in the air. But yeah, let's get this dragged over there. I'm going to pop this in and I'm probably going to need some topsoil, like I'll pop over to Wicks's or something. Time is inevitably disappearing, as it does at the allotment. I don't know why it does this, but like 30 minutes anywhere else at the allotment is about 4 hours. I've got slightly distracted because I decided to tidy the shed up because it was an absolute mess. Everything I did yesterday, I just threw in the shed. I've got the cardboard out, however, and then one of the gentlemen from over one of the other plots, he came and had a chat with me, as they do. So I've got my cardboard out. The shed is now just about tidy. I'm going to trundle over with the cardboard and then go and finish these beds over on the other side and then make a start with just tidying up the plastic that we put back down. And I need to take my tree over. Let's take the tree, so that reminds me. Let's put a tree over here so I can fall over that in about 5 minutes' time. Yeah, and then we're about done on this side. I'm just going to sweep the shed out, head over, and I will bring you along over to plot number 2 with me in just a tick. Just mentioned that I was chatting with one of the other plot holders. We were laughing about my Brussels. So he's just brought over a big stack of Brussels for me to have. This is why it's nice up at the allotment. Because people give you Brussel sprouts. So we have a nice tidy plot now. And some Brussels. And I've done the shed. I'm going to have to step back a bit. No, I can see it. Can you see in there? So I have a whole load of wood here. We're going to need to do something with because it's getting on the last of my nerves being in there. And all tidy down here. We're going to head on over this way. So back over on this side now. I actually didn't take as much of this, like it's still in quite big chunks, because I realised that what I'm going to be doing is covering it over anyway. And it actually didn't go as far as I thought it was going to. I imagined this was going to fill all of these beds all the way to the top, and it most certainly hasn't. So I'm just going to level it out a little bit, put some cardboard over the top, because a lot of this, like the stuff that was at the bottom of those that big bag, it's kind of just started to mush down anyway. So I'm just going to spread it out a bit, cover it over with some of the cardboard that I've got here. I've got enough to do all 3 of these. And then I will say grab some topsoil from Wicks's or wherever it's cheapest, and put that on top. And this will kind of just, I think, hopefully turn into soil. I mean, it is mostly soil. I just obviously don't want tons of weeds coming through, but I'm hoping with the cardboard and then a big layer of topsoil on top anyway, it should be okay. I don't think realistically any amount of anything stops the weeds coming through entirely, does it? So probably don't need to panic too much because weeding is just a full-time job. Right, I'm going to take these off because I think they're going to be so. See, this is the problem with being at the allotment. I got here at 9 and I look at my watch thinking it's probably about 10 o'clock and it's 11:30. And you kind of look around and you think, wow, that's great then, because I've done almost entirely nothing and it's been like 2.5 hours. So I've just popped a little bit of wood across here, just so I kind of roughly know where the edge of this bed will be, because there will be a plank that just goes from post to post, and then beyond that will be the polytunnel at some point. So I'm going to roughly guess where about the middle is, because that's what I do. I can't be bothered to go and get a tape measure. Pop the cherry tree in. I can't really do much with the cherry tree other than plant it, because it's not the time of year to be pruning sort of stoned fruits. Same for the plum behind me. We're just going to ignore him and the pear tree. And then over the next couple of weeks, I will come down and put some wires up in order to sort of begin training them. I can start training the pear tree. I just hope his little spindly twig there sort of gets a bit bigger. Right, let's get this cherry tree in the ground. So having watched some videos, yeah, you're perfect. I think it might be more sensible to fan train the plum. Oh, let's see how that looks well off compared to where I've put that plum that I also didn't measure. Be fine. It'd be absolutely fine. Yeah, so I think I'm going to espalier this one, so this one will go across in like the lines. And then for this one and the plum behind me, I'm thinking I'm going to fan train these, but I feel like that then is going to mean I'm going to sort of need to cut this down quite significantly. So I'm just sort of eyeing up what looks like it might be the best direction to sort of have him in, because these two would probably be two good ones. Watch me snap it now. And he's okay, could probably use that one, so then these ones would come off. And then I would sort of chop that one down. I think that's what I'll go with. I might just get him in a little bit closer. And in this little area here, that will kind of be 4 sides of trees. And then a bit of a naturey area. Is the plan. Because I don't know if it sounds silly, but like I really don't see all that many birds up here. These guys have potatoes everywhere. It's another potato. Like, yeah, I don't see many birds or anything up here. And I want to make sure that I'm putting in plenty of like little habitats for birds and bugs and all the bees, which obviously help your plot as well. Are you straight? Probably not. Maybe not the birds, they probably don't do much help, do they really, but they're nice to have around. Right, let me faff around over here a minute. I'm going to figure out where I'm going to plant the black currant. I'm going to need to Google how much space it needs. Probably, what, like a metre and a half away from anything. And the fig as well. I think I might put these kind of towards the corners, because I'd like to have a little bed around these and then some flowers. So I might be able to put one there and one there. Or even one in this corner, I think. Let me have a think. I've been tinkering. So, you're still on the tripod, apologies for this. I've got the blackcurrant bush over on this side. And can you see the little fig tree there? And then this is kind of how this area will sort of look. I've got these bricks, so I'm going to do a little edge in the middle. That bit will be barked, and the rest of it will just be a whole ton of hopefully nice flowers. But I hope you can kind of see what we're thinking. So that for now is that little area kind of sorted. I can't do much else with it. Next job is to sort out all of this black plastic, because I just hate it. So I'm just going to get on with kind of tidying that as much as I can and just sort of laying it down as flat as possible, because it's just ugly, isn't it? I'd rather it was just completely uncovered, which I might end up doing. We'll see. So I'm just trying to kind of mark out where things will be. Now, annoyingly, I can only have a polytunnel that is 2 metres by 3 metres, which is kind of what I allowed for when I left that gap up there. But I'm going to try and get away with a 2.5 metre by 3 metres if I can, which then means my door won't be central to the path, which is a bit annoying. But I've marked that out now, so that's just got a little edge against it between the 2 posts over here. And then what I've done on this side is just marked 2.5 metres from there. I have relocated one of the artichokes because he was going to be straight in the way. That's going to stress me out, but I can't do anything about it now, with the door not being central. I'm not even going to show you behind me because that looks even worse than it did just a moment ago. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for things. I'm going to put a bit black plastic back down over these couple of pieces now and cut that in kind of properly. And then I'll work on the disaster that is the area behind me. I just kind of feel like it looks a lot tidier when it has the like all the clips and bits around, rather than just sort of stuff lead all over it. I think I'm going to leave this one bare, and then I'm going to work on that end. That is me all done for today. I only made the top end of the pot look marginally better. Let me spin you around. It's a bit tidier. I want to get rid of all of the plastic on that side because it's so deteriorated, so I just left a bundle of it on there. The path now looks like an actual path. This side is a bit tidier. Like, I'm so clumsy, so if I leave things it's just going to be something I fall over. So we've got these little beds in now too over this side. That bit there kind of marked out, this bit covered, ready for the polytunnel that will eventually arrive with us. And I just popped these ones over here just to give them a home for the moment. That's where we ended up. So there we are. And plot number 1 is looking nice and tidy too. So I'm going to grab my gifted Brussels and head on home, have some lunch, and then I probably won't be up for a couple of days now. What are we now? The 21st. So I think all this footage will probably actually be 2 episodes because I've recorded too much over both plots. So I probably might not be up until after Christmas. I'm not sure. Right, I'm back at the Brussels. What lovely Brussels. They're nice, those. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in a few days or a week's time. Thank you.